I use the book because I just love the little pieces. I know how I use it on a daily basis. But do you have, you said you sit in a quiet, you sit and quiet your mind. Important do you think that is when people, whether it's trying to acquire wisdom or just to be more in tune with what going on in the universe, is to actually quiet their mind? Because you had mentioned, you quiet your mind, then you have access to things. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Cliff, this is a powerful question. And there is a phrase in the Tanakh that says, if you be quiet and you be still, and you know that the Creator is God. We don't know much if we're constantly rehearsing in our minds the things we heard on the news or the things someone said to us. We don't know what we know if we're just running a little tape in our mind. It's kind of a robotic behavior, and it's not coming from the heart. When you quiet down, you can hear what the heart is saying.
I love that. You mentioned something before about having some innate wisdom, right? So as a human, we have some innate wisdom, and then through the course of living and consumption and noise and everything, um, that gets blocked a little bit. Do the pieces of wisdom that you put in the book, do they, and through the methods that you talked about, through with quieting your mind, is that why some of these things are so powerful? Because it awakens something that we already know deep inside of us, and it's just a reminder or a starter or a way for us to go, oh, that's really the true me, right? That's really the true me. And if it's the true me, because if we said wisdom is truth, right? If it's true, that it should be true for somebody else, and I know I can connect to somebody on a different level than beeping my horn at them because they cut me off, or something like that. So let's talk a little bit about that.
The nature of man, B'Tselem Elohim, man is made in the nature of the Creator, if you will. That wisdom is already in your heart. What happens is when you hear or read or think about that pure wisdom, it activates the wisdom that's already in your heart. Like awakening a seed, if the heart is very good soil, then that water of the love of wisdom causes that seed to sprout within you. And so that activation of the seed of wisdom that's already in you is so powerful because it causes you to bear the fruit that you were born to bear.
Very interesting. That's very interesting. I just thought of a question, because you've been on a quest for wisdom for quite a long time. You said even when you were young, you was like, I want wisdom, and if you're gonna not use your wisdom, give me, put it over on my plate. How does that journey evolve? How has it evolved for you? And then how would it evolve for someone else? If like, okay, you know what? I've started to read the book and I realized that this makes sense for me, and I've noticed some changes in my life. Is there ever a peak of wisdom? Is it change because the way then we operate within the world changes throughout time? So let's talk about the quest, or the journey, not the quest, but the journey of wisdom, and how that would look like for someone who's starting, and then maybe throughout their life.
Wisdom is, again, something that's natural to the soul of humanity. Each person has a natural capacity for wisdom. And I think it starts with things that activate the wisdom within you or awaken the wisdom within you. And what awakens you is going to be something that resonates with you, that catches the inner ear or the inner eye. The eye that actually sees, the ear that actually hears wisdom is a gift that the Creator gives to each person, but they don't allow it to direct them. When a person makes a decision, the wisdom is a priority in their life because we don't lack time. What we are is lazy about priorities. And so when we say wisdom is a priority, then we're on the lookout for it. And I believe in lifelong learning. And I believe that the more you appreciate words of wisdom, thoughts of wisdom, the structure of wisdom, the wisdom of creation. I mean, for example, abundance is an idea of wisdom. Well, think about trees. Have you ever seen a tree with one leaf? I personally have not. I mean, the trees don't run out of leaves. There's plenty of leaves on trees because there's a lavishness about creation. And so there is a lavishness about wisdom. And there is a sense of the heart being filled over and over with the ideas of wisdom, of kindness, of love, of patience, of a willingness to see the best in those around you and a willingness to wish the best for everyone around you.
Yeah, which I love that because I mean, that's really does it come down to. I mean, like you want the best for yourself, of course, and your family and your friends, but it's really you want the best for the other people, and you want goodness for them. And I found, like you, I'm a lifelong learner. I mean, I first when I was a teenager started going, oh, this is interesting, right? And it's I'm finding that um, wisdom, right? Because there's so many different people saying this is the truth, or you should follow me this way, or focus on this, and a lot of it is there might be a piece of wisdom in there, but they've wrapped it in materialism, right? So it's like, hey, yes, there's a good piece of wisdom, but the end isn't what we've been talking about. The end is I want to get a new car, or I want $1 million in the bank, right? That's that type of thing. I found that over the course of time, when you're really trying to embrace wisdom, and when it touches something within us, that I'm needing less, right? That I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to clean out my closet. I know I needed to clean out before, but I need to clean because I don't want the burden of these things. I don't want the heaviness of this. I enjoy time more, and that I'm enjoying, and I'm aware of the fact is let's enjoy be in the present moment, right? Because we're always talking about being the present moment, but that's the gift that we have now, right? And so I think part of the wisdom for me is that I've gotten is that I'm aware of the fact that this is a gift, and now I can enjoy it. Where before it was all about the things I needed to do, or I needed to get this done, or I needed, I'm not present. I'm here, and I'm thinking about what I have to do next after this is done, instead of enjoying where I am now.
I love what you said. I wisdom is essentially free, uh, but there is a currency of spirit, and the currency of spirit is paying attention. What you pay attention to spiritually, you get more of.